questions 22 through 29 of the N-400 application for naturalization. So we continue here on the good moral character requirement questions, and so 22 to 29 are specifically designed around any criminal activity or anything that has taken place, or any arrests, detentions, and things of that nature. And so let's dive right in. Have you ever committed, assisted in, committed, or attempted to commit a crime or offense in which you were not arrested? And so this should be practically no for all people. But if there's something going on that you need to state, then you state that. 23. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? Again, even if he was expunged, it doesn't matter, okay? If you're arrested, you were arrested, you gotta state it. If you don't state it, you will be denied. Have you ever been charged with... So see, what they're saying is, they're trying to make an airtight case. So in 22, they're asking, have you ever done anything that you weren't arrested for? And then they say, okay, have you been arrested? Now, it doesn't matter for what. It doesn't matter if it was expunged, if they null-prosted, what's called null-prost, you know, basically they decide not to prosecute the case, they drop the charges, and then they say, have you ever been charged with? So, did you get a charge? So charges, you might have not been convicted, so it's a higher degree, right? So you're arrested and then you're charged. And then 25th, have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? And so these are, so they grow in intensity. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitation program? And so this is, so sometimes people won't get jail, but they might get, you know, pretrial diversion, or, you know, deferred adjudication, or deferred prosecution and whatnot. You know, sometimes they get an ankle bracelet and whatnot. So 27, have you ever been, did you ever receive a suspended sentence, or you were placed on probation? 28, have you ever been in jail? And so this is kind of, again, the intensity keeps going up. And so if you answer, so then on 29, it's kind of an encompassing question. It's an encompassing section, which basically states that for all the questions that you said yes to in numbers 23 through 28, just write down what happened here, and then, you know, include any evidence to support your answers. And so, for example, let's say that you were arrested for shoplifting, and you need to put when that took place and where it took place, and then what was the outcome of the disposition. Okay, so sometimes people might go to a class, or there was a, you know, it was pretrial diversion and stuff like that. And so this, by the way, is not in the last 5 years. This is any time. And so if you were arrested in the last 5 years, they will look back to the requirement of good moral character. And so if you're arrested in the last 5 years, it's typically, it's hard to, and it also depends what type of arrest it was. So, you know, for example, the charges might have been dropped, or it could have been accidental, right? I mean, we've had a number of cases where the police didn't do their job, and so they accidentally arrested the wrong person. And so in those cases, that's okay. But if you're arrested and it was for a good reason, and, you know, the evidence proves that you did not have good moral character in these last 5 years, that's going to be an issue. And so at the very least, you want to talk to an attorney if you were arrested, because arrests are one of those things that could not only get this application denied, but it could get your green card revoked, and it could also not let you renew your green card. It could make you what's called inadmissible. It's really, I mean, they can start deportation or removal proceedings on you if they see it necessary. And so that is 22 through 29 requirements of good moral character.